All right, so what's important to note is that these controls are only available when you are the host or the co-host. And what will happen is you will log in with your own personal Zoom account. Mike will let you into the meeting, and you'll show up like Sanctuary Mac is here with nothing next to your name. All right? And what Mike will do is in his Participants tab, he will come here, these options float up, he clicks the More button, and you have a few options here. The one we use, make co-host. You have the option to make host or make co-host, and we always use co-host. And the reason is because the host has special powers to record in a certain way. We live stream through the host, but if you are a co-host, you can usually record, you can mute and unmute people, lots of powers. So Mike will get this message, make this person the co-host, and then back here, now next to your name, it should read worship associate name, co-host. And that means this person has all the same kinds of powers, especially to share the screen that we're going to go over in a second. And the same kind of powers to do chat and to look at the participants. All right, this isn't full screen, that's why they're not showing up on the right, but I can, I think I can get it out of full screen, exit full screen. There we go. Now participants tab on the right and chat on the right, just like we do. All right, so back over here. Remember, if you can't see the controls, don't freak out. Just move your mouse over and your controls will appear again. What you need to know most when you are the host or the co-host is that you have the ability to share the screen. It's this green button here on your toolbar, and that is very important. That's what we use to run the slides. Mike will do that often, but should you ever find the need to do it, we're going to teach you how to do that right here. That's what we use to show our slideshow. It's what we use to play the videos. It's how we switch back and forth between live video and pre-recorded things. And if you are the host or the co-host, you have this option to share the screen. So what you do is you click on the button and it opens up a new menu for us. And what that menu says is you're picking your option to share. We often use the desktop option, but when you first click share screen, you want to do two things. You want to go down here and click both of these boxes, optimize for video clip, and make sure the share sound is also connected. If you're going to show a video, like a YouTube video, and you don't have those selected, people will be able to see it, but they won't be able to hear it, and it won't look very good. So once you've clicked those boxes, make sure that your desktop is highlighted here, and you click the share button to actually start sharing. So what people are seeing now is this screen on their screen. So this is the host, this is what Mike would be seeing. People at home, they're going to be seeing the same thing because Mike is sharing his whole screen. What we do to share the slideshow is it runs on the internet, and it runs in a program called Google Slides. And Google Slides is the Google version of PowerPoint. So this is how we actually share the slides. Mike sets this up all beforehand, and he uses the share screen function so that everyone sees what he sees. But you might say, but McKinley, it doesn't look like that when I see it on Sundays. That's because Mike uses the presentation function on Google Slides. So what we're looking at now is the way to edit and work on it. You can drag, drop, delete, make new slides here. This is the workbook function. And then up here is the button for present. And when we click that, it goes into full screen mode and it turns it into a nice, pretty presentation. So you'll notice at the top here, the green bar that says you are screen sharing. When you are the host or the co-host sharing your screen, there will be a green line around everything that others can see. And there will be this green notification on your toolbar that says you are screen sharing. All right. And you also notice you have the option to stop share. So when we click stop share, we're going to come out of the full screen, back into the Zoom screen. If there were more people, you'd be able to see everyone's videos, Brady Bunch style. And if you want to go back, you click share screen. Now you notice we have another option besides just the desktop for Google Chrome. And this time we want to pick Google Chrome because it's going to make it a little cleaner looking. So we've clicked on what we're going to share. Our two boxes here are selected. We come over here to click the blue button. Boom. Zoom out. Nice and pretty. And you'll notice when I move my mouse here, when I'm the host or the co-host, I get this green bar up here that says you are sharing. And it also gives me my same toolbar options from before. They were at the bottom of the screen, now they're at the top of the screen. And if I move my mouse off them and leave it still, they'll go away. That green bar and that red bar, the host and co-host can see it, but what everyone else sees is their own screen. So when I move my mouse over here to look at my host controls, if you're screen sharing and trying to see who's in it, you can click on participants to see the participants list. If you want to mute all or turn off some of those functions that we looked at earlier. Or you can look at the chat as well. I believe it's under more now. And this chat box comes up in the middle. So you might worry that, oh no, that's in the middle of my screen. Can everyone see that? No, they can't, because this is just the host only. So nobody else will be able to see that right now. All right, so we run the PowerPoint slides through this. Mike often runs the slides himself, and all he has to do is click, and it will advance to the next slide. It also advances over here. That's how the slides work. And then when Mike is ready to stop sharing, whenever you see this big logo slide, that is Mike's cue to go out of the share screen function. He clicks the red stop share button up here. Zoom in on that. It says stop share. He clicks on that. It comes out of Zoom, and we're back to the Zoom window. And what Mike will do is make sure to spotlight your video or whoever's supposed to speak so that your face will be nice and big here and everyone can see it. We can't do that right now because I don't have any cameras on. So that is what we do often. You need to know how to mute and unmute yourself there in the lower left. You need to know how to use the share screen function if you ever want to use that. And I'll show you what else that can do. And you need to know how to use the participants in the chat function. So when we click share screen, when you're the host, you get these options. Excuse me. Desktop is the one we don't often want to do because it shows everything. We usually use Chrome, but you can select other options here too. You can make a whiteboard or you can connect other things. But what I want to do is I want to open another program, especially a video program here, QuickTime. If I open up QuickTime, this is a new program. It's not in Zoom. Open recent. If I have another program open, this is not running through Zoom. It's a different kind of program. I was hoping it would bring up a video player that I could play. it is. So let's say that you have a video you want to play on your computer somewhere. You want to share it over Zoom. You're here in your Zoom window. When you move your mouse, your screen controls come up. You click the green button for share screen. It opens up the second menu. Now I have the option for desktop up here, which we don't really want to do, for Google Chrome, which we used before, or for this other program that's open, the QuickTime Player. So if I want to share this video, and only this video, I can click on that, make sure my blue boxes are checked, come over here and click share. Now, you can see the green line is around this one specific window, the QuickTime Player window. That's the only part of your screen you're sharing. And you can play it just like you normally would. And as this is a video of service from Christmas a few years ago. That was weird. I said a few years ago and then I said a few years ago on the video. So this is what you can see on your screen if you're the host, and what everyone else sees is a full screen version of it. Right. So we can see the green line shows us what part of the screen we're sharing. This button reminds us we are screen sharing. And everyone else is over here being told you are watching a shared screen. So then let's say you want to pause and say something during this video. On your screen, you would just pause it. It'll stop for everyone. You would come up here and stop share. It'll go back to the Zoom window. Everyone will be able to see your face. You can chat a little bit, talk. You say, okay, we're ready to go back to the video. Green button for screen share. Click on the QuickTime Player that you want to show the video of. Click the blue button for share. And you're right back into it. And everyone else is seeing the same thing. So that's enough for right now. We'll talk about breakout rooms at another session, but this is enough to get us started. I'm going to click the red button up here to stop share. Red means stop, green means go. And I'm going to end meeting down here in the bottom right-hand corner. If you're not the host, you'll have the option to leave the meeting. All right, so this person is not the host, so they can just leave the meeting. But if you are the host, you have the option to end the meeting for everyone. It's hitting the kill switch. You can end the meeting for all, or you can leave the meeting. You can make someone else the host, but you don't need to worry about that. But when you hit end meeting for all, it ends the meeting. It saves the chat. It will also save a video if you ask it to. So that's our Zoom 101 for right now. We'll have more options and opportunities later to learn more about breakout rooms and other advanced features, but that should give you a pretty good idea of Zoom 101.